Hello, everyone. Welcome to my live. My name is Janelle Santana, and I am the founder and owner of Strength Based Groups. I would like to talk to you guys today about home records. I know everyone was looking forward to it. I have two guest stars. You may can't see them, but they'll come in when needed. So I just wanted to know, what was your definition of a home wrecker? Before I go into home records, I have my niece-in-law Tamara, and I have my sister Takia. They'll be joining in on their definition of a home wrecker. So before I tell you guys what a home wrecker is, because I studied it, I want to hear from my niece-in-law Tamara exactly what a home wrecker is.
For me, a homewrecker is someone who is interrupting the life of someone who's been together in a union, whether it's marriage or engaged. Someone who comes in and tears it apart, even if it's like a long couple, someone that's been together over 2 years. If you're interrupting their home, you're a homewrecker. If you're breaking up something that they're building, you're considered a homewrecker.
Okay, thank you, Tamara. Takia, what is your definition of a home wrecker?
Well, my definition of a home wrecker is something similar to Tamara's. It's someone or a party who is trying to interrupt in a marriage, an engagement, a long-term couple, breaking up their happy home.
Okay, guys, would you be in shock if I told you guys that a person cannot come into your home and wreck your home?
Necessarily, it would be both ways because you can have someone, already a part of the union wreck it. Someone coming into it, it could be someone like a girlfriend, a side piece, or something like that. They could either.
What are you, Diamond? No, I'm sorry. My niece picked up the phone.
I just said return it. I feel like keep doing it because it's messing up with this.
So you said someone can't come into it, so someone can enter it, but you're wrecking it because you're not a part of it. So either way, if you're interfering with it, you're gonna wreck something that's not a part of what you're already building.
So the why I say people cannot come into a home and wreck your home is because if you're secured in your home, then no one can actually come in your home and wreck it. Home wreckers, a lot of us, before I spoke to a close friend of mine, I always thought a home wrecker was someone who can come in your home the same way you guys thought. But when you're secured in your home, no one should be allowed to wreck your home. Wrecking a home should be done between the male and female who lives in the home. If the male goes out and cheats on his wife or fiance or girlfriend, then he has decided that he wanted to wreck his own home. If a female goes out, yes, females do too. If a female goes out of the home and sleep with another male, she is actually wrecking her home. The reason why she's wrecking her home is because she has decided to cheat, infidelities for husbands and wives, on her mate or his mate. So when we think about it, I just want us to go deeper into saying what really is a home wrecker. Can someone actually come in your home and wreck your home? Now that I just enlightened you guys on a new definition of a home wrecker. So for Takia, can you answer that?
Well, no one could actually come in your home and wreck it, but you have a male or a female that's in that relationship that entertains other people. And that is part of wrecking your home. It doesn't necessarily have to be intimate. It could be conversation, and conversation make you curious, and from curiosity, you want to try something.
Tamara.
I still feel like someone can come in because you're saying that if someone in the relationship goes out and cheat, what if you have crazy people? What if someone steps into the boundaries and tries to wreck it? Not saying that something does take place, something could happen, where it's though if it's my man and someone's trying to get at him, it's causing problems. So someone can actually still wreck it. It doesn't have to come from inside, but it's a person from outside, someone that you're not welcoming into that boundary.
I'm glad you brought up the word boundaries because sometimes boundaries are crossed. Like you said, if a male or female is out and they introduce themselves to the opposite sex or same sex and decide to indulge in a conversation and give them their number, then yes, they are opening the door for the home to be wrecked, as in male and female who's living in the home. When you step on that boundary, Tamara, you are correct that we are crossing a boundary when we don't indulge in conversation. We have to stop indulging in these conversations because these conversations can lead to sex, can lead to dating, and it can lead to a lot of things. So I just want everybody to know that, and I hope you guys agree that physically no one can come into a home, but if our mates decide to not if our mates decide to go out there, then yes, the home will be wrecked. And it does actually cause a danger because what if you meet someone who is not stable or who cannot understand that I am the side chick or the side man? I'm not going to say the N word, but the side man, and the side man and side chick will say, you know what? I like him. I want to be with him. I'm going to knock on that door. So for Takia, if ever this happens to you where another woman knocks on your door or another male knocks on your door, because you know what, we got to open it up to men just don't cheat with women. Men also cheat with men. And that's the reality of it. And these things are happening. So how would you handle if someone knocked on your door?
First, I need to know who you looking for. And if you asking for a person that lives here, I will call that person downstairs if they're here. You have a guest here. Is there something that we need to discuss as a group? Because now it's not me and you. Now it's someone added to us that I need to know about.
That's very good because I think a lot of people are forgetting that infidelity can be man on man, woman on woman, woman and man. And I just wanted us to talk about homewreckers because it's something that's happening, and we allowing people, or our mates are allowing someone in our lives to disrupt our lives. And as I always say, if you're not happy, you shouldn't be in a relationship. It's going back to that. If you feel you got to go out there and look for something that's don't need to be looked for, then you don't need to be with me or with anyone. Why don't you call the relationship off? Because something in a relationship should be giving you reason to go out and look. And are you guys on the same page? If your mate feels that he needs to go out and meet someone, is it okay with you guys that they just leave you alone, or would you guys like to continue to fight for a relationship that's not there? Because once you cross that boundary, I know a lot of us say, oh, I could forgive him, I could forgive. Yeah, it's easy to forgive, and I always told you guys that it's healthy, but forgetting and those memories coming up, do you think your relationship would be stronger, Takia? Or do you think that the relationship should end because your mate wants to go out there and look for someone else?
No, for me, we would end our relationship and you go your way and I go my way because that's not healthy for me. I don't deal with issues like that really well. And I know for me, I need to be stable mentally and physically, and that will either mess me up physically or mentally, and I won't be able to function well.
Tamara?
So it just depends. It depends on if the situation is you guys want to take a break or he actually looking for something outside of you. If you're looking for something outside of me, then we have a problem. If you're looking to build something else, but not with someone, but wanting to try something else, that's different. But we're not going to continue to be together at that time. If we come back towards each other in the end, that's different. It's always something that's going to pull you back to somebody who you love, who you cared for, who you were married to. So if at the end of the day he doesn't find what he's looking for, I'm not his back end, his rebound. But if I did the same thing on the other end, and we feel as though, well, maybe we were just missing this in between and we didn't find it where else, maybe that could end up working out again.
I agree with both of you guys. Sometimes, like I'm a strong believer of God, and I know if things are meant to be, they will be. But at times of dysfunction, things that just don't go well. I know I lived in a relationship with infidelity. And it affected my household. It just didn't affect me. It also affected my son because we were both going out there seeking what we knew was over in the home. And when things are over in the home, you need to just let them go. Don't allow anyone, man, woman, anyone to come in your home and feel it's okay, because a home wrecker does not come in your home. Actually, the people that's living in the home is wrecking the home. Yes, I said that. The people that's living in the home, the husband, the wife, the girlfriend, the ones that's living in that home is wrecking their home. No one can come in your home. Yes, there is dangers behind that. Someone can bust in your door, or like my sister said, knock on your door and say, I want to talk to your husband, and then you out there fighting, and it just does not make sense. And I think a lot of us just got to realize that when a relationship is over, it's just over. Stop holding on to something that's not there. It's so unhealthy. It's so unhealthy to allow people in our lives that are not healthy for us. If, oh, he only cheated on me once. No, those shouldn't be conversations you should have. Why did he cheat? I'm a big believer of counseling. I do say go to marriage counseling, go to relationship counseling, find out what is going on, because sometimes things are going on. I know a few people who actually have been in situations where a child is conceived. I believe Wendy Williams is actually going through this. Her husband went out, was dating this woman, end up having a baby. And sometimes we have babies, and I believe they're called ghetto twins when two women are married. When a man and woman is married, and then they go out and then they make another baby. So now we have two children with two different mothers. I could honestly say my little brother actually did that. He had two women pregnant at the same time. Three women that thought they were in a relationship with him, right, Takia?
Absolutely.
And when he died, we were dealing with those issues. Tootie and Ro, please need to respect marriages, period. No one should ever be comfortable with being aside anything. I agree with you. That's why we were saying that, Tootie, and that we need to let that relationship go. If infidelity is happening, it's time for someone to leave. It's time for someone to go. Stop staying into stuff that we don't need to be stayed into. I believe everyone on here has been in situations. I don't lie about my stuff. I've been in situations, like I said, my brother had two women pregnant at the same time, two kids going to school at the same time, same age. So I most definitely get it. But what we all need to do is say, okay, we made that mistake. We need to move on. But I'm talking to the women that allow 3 and 4 women in these marriages, that all men allowing other men in their marriages, because you know what, this stuff is happening and they call it on the down low, but us ladies also have to wake up to that as well. The down low, your husband telling you he going out for a drink and drinking with Anthony, and him and Anthony are actually sleeping together. So we can't say it's just man and woman. I want to say that it's around the world, and it's happening. It's happening. But we got to get our home wrecking definition correct. If you're my man or I'm your woman, and we have a household, this is our household. Only us two adults can break up the home. So I'm going to turn it over to my sister, who probably has been in the same situation. I've been with a married man. I can't lie, and I try not to lie on these Facebooks. But it didn't go well for me. He ended up going back to his wife. So I could tell you it happened. Not that the home was wrecked, because we didn't build on nothing. And there was no building, there was no home. Takia, have you ever been in a situation like that?
I have. I've been with a married man for about 10 years. I have 2 children with him. At that time, I didn't know what I was looking for, but I know I ended up with 2 beautiful children. And I felt as my relationship with God got closer and I started able to have a relationship with God, I knew, well, this is not right. I have to make a decision to let you go because I'm not happy here with you. You can't be in two places at one time. That just does not work. So I have been in that situation.
So Tamara is much younger than us, but she may have been in a situation. Tamara, have you ever been in a situation where you messed with a married man or a young male or female or anyone that was with someone else?
No. My child's father, when I was dealing with him, he was dealing with whoever he was dealing with at the time. Other than that, no, it wasn't. You couldn't break up anything. It wasn't. We weren't in a union. We weren't together. He had his life with her after the fact, so I haven't been in the situation.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, things does happen, and you know what? That's why we have children who are the same ages. That's why we have relationships going on. And it doesn't say that the woman wrecked. Women and men cannot come in your union and wreck it. It takes two to tango. Always remember that. It's no set up. Oh, she set me over. You cannot roll over and make a baby. You cannot roll over, slip your stuff inside of him or her and think, oh, that was a mistake. Those are not mistakes. Those are some things that we wanted to happen and they happen. So I want to get to my audience. I did answer Tootie, and is there anyone else with a definition of a homewrecker now that I cleared homewreckers up? The homewreckers are the people in the home, not the outside forces, the people in the home. Hello, Chico. You got anything for homewreckers? So I'm just going to move on with our topic. You guys can more than welcome jump in, but I'm going to go back to, I want us to start taking responsibility for this home wrecking stuff and what actually it is. It's your home. So how are we as male and females allowing people to come in our homes? I have to ask because it's something that's been on my mind. I did get to meet someone, a male, and he actually was like, no, Janelle, that's not a home wrecker. And I was like, well, what is a home wrecker? He was like, you cannot go in nobody's house and wreck it. The wreckers are in the home. They're wrecking their families. They're wrecking their children's lives because if we don't know, when we think of home wreckers, they're also going in these children's lives, and these children's lives are being turned upside down. Believe you me, my niece and nephew, they always go, why are we the same age? And then we have to tell them why they're the same age. We have to say, and we tell them the truth, right, Kia? We don't lie. Yes, we tell them the truth and say, well, your mommy was pregnant and your mommy was pregnant at the same time. And that's why you guys are very close in age. Ebony wrote, homewreckers are all parties involved. It could be, but what about the people in the home, Ebony? Think about that. If someone gives their number away or is persistent in somebody's DM, talking about they want to be with somebody else, or, oh, I find you pretty. You shouldn't be in nobody's DM. You should be in your wife's, girlfriend's, husband's DM. Try to, take responsibility and, taking ownership for what we do. I want to thank Tamara for coming in because we got that younger side. And it seems like this young lady has her head on her shoulders because she knows how to end things. Mm-hmm. If it ain't working, end it. Tudian wrote, home wreckers can be in the home and outside, in your opinion. Yes. We're saying that there is the outside force, but when a man tells a woman or a woman tells a man, I'm married, does that mean that the conversation should end? Yes, it should end. Does that mean the conversation ends? No, it just does not end. It always, just remember that number 2, it takes 2 to tango. But if your home is happy, then you wouldn't want to go out and tango. And if you do, in these relationships, ladies and gentlemen, because they're not going to go nowhere. Don't say, oh, I worked all hard for this. Listen, nowadays women make just as much money or even more money than men. So we can't use those old slogans. Oh, I work to build this family. You're not crushing my family. No, he did crush it, and he needs to pay for what he crushed. Am I correct, Takia? You want to add anything?
No.
Tamara? Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoy your Easter Sunday. For those that believe, of course, I don't push religion on no one. I'm headed back to New York. I had fun in Baltimore. I would like to thank Tamara and Takia for joining me on this live. This was a rough week, and we want to say have a good day, but also continue with your self-care. Home wreckers, self-care. Those are equal. You first in those relationships. I can't say it so much. Stop being stuck on stupid. Move on. I'm also going to head out. Thank you again. Always practice our self-care. Have a good night.